Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yolande and I am a zero-based cash budgeter. In today's video, we are going to be doing a budget with me. I'm going to do a budget with me, or I'm going to try to do a budget with me every month. And until the end of the year, I just want to see how these videos do on YouTube. And hopefully I can help somebody along the way in regards to how they budget their paycheck or how they're going to budget their paycheck going forward. But I did want to start introducing this content or informative content into my platform. And so I did want to start off with a budget with me. This is going to be for my last paycheck for the month of August. This was a magic month, so I got 3 paychecks this pay period, but these 2 paychecks are going to prepare me for what's going to come in September, October, November, December. My budget has changed a little bit from my previous budget with me's, and I'm doing a little bit different with my percentage. I'm just trying to find the right percentage that works for me and my paycheck. So we're going to make this a very quick video. And yeah, let's quickly get into it. I'm going to zoom in, and I apologize for my handwriting. It's not the greatest, but it is what it is with these nails on. Okay, so I started off, or I got paid $1,770.98. I rounded up because it's just easier for me. I'm able to do that because I do have a buffer of $500 in my account. And after paying expenses, I can make back up that 2 cents, right? So that's why I rounded up. If it was less than 50 cents, I would have rounded down. But in this case, I rounded up, okay? My bills, I had breaking them down. So rent, internet, phone, Con Ed, which is my electricity, gas. There are 2 other bills that I didn't put in here that I'm not going to budget for yet. And that's because, one, I like to have a buffer in my bills account. And when I do like a end of month type of, I might do an end of month type of video to show you guys how I do establish that buffer. I don't really budget for it, right? And then there's also insurance that comes out of there. I'm not going to allocate any money to insurance right now, so I'm going to leave that blank as well. The only reason why I'm not going to allocate any money towards insurance is because I believe I calculated it into my annual subscriptions, which I do have a sinking fund for. So I may not need to pull that fund until January, right? And I can pull that out of my annual subscriptions. I do think that I'm going to cancel a subscription next month, which is why I think I'll be able to pull that fund instead of budgeting for it now. Pull the money from that envelope as opposed to budgeting for it now. So for rent, I break down my bills into 4 months. Sorry, not 4 months, 4 weeks. And I just put a little bit per paycheck. Rent for this period is going to get $430. Internet, I'm going to do $10. Phone, I'm gonna do $10. Electricity is gonna get $50, and gas is gonna get $50. So for my phone and my internet, we get a discount for it because it is through my husband's job. So that's why we're able to allocate just that. I allocate that much. We don't have to pay for cable. And then we also have our subscriptions, but I pull that out of a sinking fund, and that's either annually or, yeah, pretty much annually for subscriptions. Now, for groceries, I'm going to try to do the $100 that I've been doing for the last couple of months. I do think I need to up that at some point, but because I'm going to see how I do well in September and October. November, we have Thanksgiving, and I have a fund for that, so I know I'll be good for end of November to December, and then December we have Thanksgiving. December we have Christmas. So I also have a separate fund for that. And any extra groceries or eating out, I usually pull from around that time, either the day before Thanksgiving or the day before Christmas, right? Which is Christmas Eve. I'll just pull funds from that envelope, but that sinking fund. Eating out, I'm going to give it 0 because we've been doing good with eating out or not eating out. Giving is going to get $100. Hubby, I'm going to give him his usual 10. Mad Money, I'm going to give it its usual 10. Metro, I downsized this and I'm only going to give it $20. this time around. Spending, I'm gonna give myself $40. Yeah. Oh, so one more thing that I want to do before I even continue. So the first thing that I do, and I didn't do it this time, which is a mistake because I was just too eager to get into this video, is I break down my paycheck based on the 70, 20, 10. 70% of my paycheck goes towards expenses, right? I'm sorry guys, I'm catching a cold. 70% goes towards expenses, so that's bills, wants, and needs, right? And so 1771 times 70% is $1,239.70. I rounded up to $1,240. So 1240. 20% of my paycheck goes towards savings or savings challenges. So 1771 times the 20%, and that is $354. It's less than 50 cents, so I'm gonna round down. So I'm gonna do 354, and I usually just throw it at the bottom there, 354. And 10% of it goes towards investing, and I like to pull out, I do have a sinking fund for investing, but I pull that out immediately as well. So I consider investing as part of my paycheck, and I pull that out first. So first thing is expenses, then savings, then investing, right? So investing is 171, but I'm just going to do it on the calculator for you guys. So 1771 times the 10%, and it's at 177.10. I'm going to round down because it's less than $50. 50 cents. And so that's it. So we have our 70% is 1240, 20% is 354, and the 10% is 177. I do list my investments at the bottom here as well, so I'm just gonna put 177 down here too. And then I also I put the 20% here at the bottom, so that I don't think that I have extra funds left over. So I'm gonna leave the totals and the amount remaining blank as I go through the rest of my sinking funds, and we'll just calculate that. So I'm going based on the 1244, which is why I'm going to leave the amount remaining. So we did amount remaining blank for the meantime. So 430 plus $20, that's $10 for internet, $10 for phone, plus $100, and that is $550 for the bills. So for my variable expenses, what I'm going to do, I'm going to total up here variable expenses. So we have 100 plus another 100 for giving, 10, 20, 40, and 80 plus 80. And we're at 280 for variable expenses. So 280. We are debt-free consumer, and we don't have a mortgage because we rent. So I'm going to I slash out that area. Now we're going to get to our sinking funds. So I only listed out mostly the high priority sinking funds and some of the low priority sinking funds that I want to focus on. If I do have funds left over after I get through these sinking funds, then I will go add additional envelopes. But these are usually the ones that I'm able to stuff with for my 9-to-5 job. And then with my side hustle pay, I can dip into my low priority. But first, I listed out all of my high priority, and then I dipped into a couple of my low priorities that I would like to stuff today. If I'm not able to stuff any or budget for any funds that I had listed in my low priority, I'm okay with it. If I have extra left over and I can budget for other envelopes that aren't listed here, and other low priority sinking funds that aren't listed in here, I would be even happier. But let's start off with our high priority. So Amazon. So I'm only on my calculator, I'm just going to put the 1240 because I already pulled out the other 30%. So 1240. And then I'm going to take out the 550 because remember, my expenses comes from that 1240. So 550. And then I'm also going to take out the variable expenses, and my total for that was 280. So minus 280. And so for sinking funds, I'm working with $410. I just realized that was off camera. So I'm working with $410 for sinking funds. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's quickly, I'm going to move this over to the side, and I hope you guys can see fine. Okay, so Amazon, I usually start off each category with 10, and then I'll just go back and add some more. So we have 10. Buffer is going to get 10. Church, I gave 10. Emergency fund, I'm going to give $15 because that is emergency fund and medical are what I want to try to get fully funded by the end of the year, or let's say mid-year, early next year. Future is going to get $10. Laundry, I'm going to give it $15. Medical is going to get $15. Savings, I'm going to give savings $20. Toiletries, I'm going to give it $15. I believe I used some of this, so it only has $20 in it. Moving is going to get $30. Vacation, going to give it $25. And then these are my low priority. So subscriptions, beauty, date night, gifts, household, hubby, me, miscellaneous, and pets. Well, pets is a separate binder. So let's see what we have left over. So we have 10, 20, 30. 15, 25. I'm skipping investments because I already pulled that out. 30, so minus 30. 20, 35. I'm just going through every other one because I don't want to skip one. 30 minus 25. Darn it. Okay. Let's do that again. So we have 1240. I think I was working with 410, but we're going to do 1240 minus 550 minus 280. And I'm left with 410, 1020, 1020, 30, 40, 60, 90. So minus 90. And 15, 30, 45, 50, 45, and I think I just skipped over 115, minus 15, minus 55. Okay, so I'm working with $205 left for my low priority binder. And if I have able to get enough funds through these, I'm going to allocate more funds. So $200 I'm gonna pull out and put that towards pets. So they're getting about $175 to $200. I'm gonna do $200 straight, and that leaves me with $5. So now I'm just gonna adjust my budget to see if I can make any changes that would accommodate it. So we have 110 minus 200 minus 30. I just want to make sure my math is right. Minus 25. Okay, so I do have $35 just to put through some of these sinking funds. And I'm just going to go through the ones that I want to add funds to. So most of my subscriptions or my annual subscriptions come out in the beginning of the year. So I want to be prepared for that. I'm going to put $5 in that. Beauty, I can skip. Date night, I want to give us $5. Gifts, I want to give us $5 as well. So we're at 15. Household definitely needs $5 because I think that envelope only has $5. I like to give me and my husband $5 as well at minimum each. So that's 5 and 10. And I think we're at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then the last envelope, we're going to leave the $5 to miscellaneous. Okay, so similar to last month, I'm not going to be able to add anything into beauty. I listed that one there because I would have liked to put more funds in it because I had ended up using it last month or a couple of days ago. I used half of the funds that were in there, so now it has $100 in it. I just wanted to allocate a little bit more. I'm not going to be able to do that this time around, so hopefully in my side hustle pay I could allocate $5, $10, $15 to that. But now we're at zero. Now we're at a zero-based budget. I'm going to total this up. This should be $12.40. That's why I did it multiple times. Plus the $3.54 towards savings. And I already included investments up here with my sinking funds because I do stuff that. And yeah, that is it for my budget. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this in my cash denomination sheet. And then I'll go to the bank and pick up these funds. The other categories that I usually stuff in my cash stuffings, you'll see me budget in with my side hustle pay, and I usually stuff a little bit into my high priority binder. But if you guys have any questions, Let me know down below. Definitely play around with these numbers to see what you're comfortable with. One of the things that I wanted to do for next year is probably decrease this from 70% to 60%, but you guys see, based on the income that I'm currently getting, I'm not able to do that at the moment. So that's why I'm just like, play around with what you are able to do and what you're not able to do. So maybe you're not comfortable devoting 20% of your income towards savings. Try 5%, move it up to 7, move it up to 9. Even with investments, if you're not able to devote 10% of your income, but you do want to get into investments, say you're gonna do 1, do 3, do 10, whatever, or you can do a solid number. Percentages just work better for me because I get paid hourly and not this, and my paycheck is not always the same. But I want to keep up the pattern in regards to living below my means, and that's why that's the 70%. And then also allocating funds towards saving and investment. That's why it's important for me personally to do percentages. But that may not work for you. So that is it for today's Budget With Me. I know it was a pretty quick video. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave them down below. I am happy to answer any of the questions that you do have. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.